Salman, Oleksandr Usyk obviously beat Anthony Joshua. We fought comprehensively. But Salman, now we move forward and talk about Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is retired. Is Tyson Fury going to come back and fight Oleksandr Usyk? Do you reckon?
I don't think so, no.
Why?
The reason why I don't think so is because I think if Joshua had won, then I would have said, yeah, I think he would have come out, because that's a huge British blockbuster of a fight. But I don't know, maybe. But the thing is, one thing I will say, if Fury doesn't come out of retirement and fight Usyk, he hasn't cleaned up his era. Let's be honest. Like, he's got to fight this guy. He's got to fight this guy and beat this guy to basically say that, yeah, I've beaten all the guys of my era. If then, fans come out and start saying other names, then that to me, that's nonsense, because no one's as accomplished in the heavyweight division as this guy.
But Salman, what you've got to look at with Tyson Fury, I mean, we'll come on to a breakdown of Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury should be fighting Oleksandr Usyk and AJ. It's not like he's got so many credible names. Like, who's he really got? What, he's got Derek Chisora, Dillian White.
I wouldn't even class Derek Chisora and Dillian. I would only say the Wilder and
Klitschko
fights were the real.
I mean, they're the real standout. I mean, but what I mean is, like, they're the real standout names on his resume. So he's really not. And Klitschko was an old man. Yeah, he was 10 years undefeated, but he was an old man. He was past his breath. His brother wanted him to retire after the Bryant Jennings fight. So the point I'm making is Fury's resume is really thin. Yeah, it's not like an Oleksandr Usyk resume where Usyk fought all the best, at cruiserweight, and cleaned them out.
And he wants to fight all the best at heavyweight.
And then you can make an argument. You can make an argument that Anthony Joshua is better. Is better than any win that Fury's had.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You can make an argument. I'm not saying I personally think Wilder beats AJ, but you can still make an argument. Because there's a lot of people that think AJ beats Wilder. So you can make an argument that Oleksandr Usyk, even at heavyweight, has a better win, arguably, than anything. Well, because AJ effectively beat Klitschko in the next fight after Fury, right? So then it comes down to the only other win is Wilder. And AJ is more than capable of beating Wilder. Not to say I would pick him, but I think he's more than capable of beating Wilder. So the point I'm trying to make is you can make an argument that Oleksandr Usyk has a win at heavyweight twice now against the guy that's probably better than anyone Fury's beat. So the point I'm making is Tyson Fury has been put on this pedestal, which is fair enough. He's a great fighter. I think we all quite clear. It's quite obvious that Fury's a really good fighter. But the point is, he needs to fight Oleksandr Usyk to really cement his legacy, and probably Anthony Joshua as well.
I would say more so Oleksandr.
Yeah, Usyk, more so Usyk.
Usyk's now the next. He's the guy that's undefeated, and the pedigree of Usyk. Like, if he beats Usyk, then no one will question that. Oh, okay, you got Joshua to fight. If he wanted to carry on, then yeah, maybe he could fight Joshua. But if he beats Usyk, I think the public are only just demanding this one fight of him. Fight Usyk, and then, all the dust will settle, and then you can go off to the sunset, because then all the other guys coming up aren't in your really era, because you got to call it a day. He's 34, 35 years old now, Fury. So, as Usyk said, that if I'm not fighting Fury next, then I'm calling it a day, pretty much. Because the thing is with someone like Usyk, he wants the name. He don't want the belts, because he knows the name is what matters. If he fights Joe Joyce for the undisputed title, yeah, he'll win it. He knows he'll win. He wants to fight a fight.
Oleksandr Usyk is about legacy.
Exactly,
Oleksandr Usyk is about the belts. Oleksandr Usyk wants to be the best. Oleksandr Usyk is what I consider a proper champion. He's a proper fighting man.
Yeah.
Fury messes around a lot. I don't know what goes through his head. He does a lot of crazy stuff. We don't know what goes off in his head. So we as fans, we want to see guys fight each other. Oleksandr Usyk shows us that. Tyson Fury's kind of doesn't want to fight Usyk. I don't know whether it's a ploy from
Eddie Hearn said that basically there was an option for Fury to fight Usyk, but he said he wanted a warm-up fight. So I don't know what's going through Fury's head. Is it that he's just scared, or that this guy might be a bit too much for me, or what is it? Someone needs to question him on it. That, you know, why wouldn't you want to fight Usyk and cement your legacy? You know, what I don't understand why he wouldn't want to do it. And the funny thing is, most people pick him favorite as well. So, and he's saying he's obviously, you know, he's blown up middleweight.
Let's talk about the fight. Oleksandr Usyk v Tyson Fury. How do you see that one going?
I personally think Fury will try to use his weight and try to lean all over him and try to tire him out and target his body. I don't think, you know, Fury. I think Fury's got a really good IQ where he won't fight. I don't think he'll fight this fight on the outside. Actually, I think he'll look to more Usyk and you know. Yeah, he'll try to fight this fight on the inside, I think. I don't think he'll, you know, fight off like how he was against Wilder the first time, or Dillian White. I think he'll know that this guy, I've got to fight in this way. Where obviously, you know, Joshua was lacking. I think Fury has all the, you know, ingredients, and he's got what you need as a fighter to be able to, you know, solve this puzzle.
I'm not convinced. I actually think after watching this fight, you can definitely see that Usyk, I mean, he is definitely, there is definitely ways to beat him. I mean, like, I don't think he's unbeatable. Like, he didn't show that in today, but that's obvious. He's a cruiserweight, really. He's a smaller guy than all of these guys. And he's naturally, I mean, he's naturally not as heavy as these guys. So, of course, he's at a disadvantage. So, yeah, the fact that he's beating guys like Joshua pretty comfortably, you know, it shows how good he is. But I'm not convinced with Fury as well. I think Fury's a good boxer, and Fury does come prepared when he fights the top-level guys. But we have to also take into consideration that Fury has been dropped a lot. Now, I don't think Usyk has the power to really hurt Fury, to be honest with you. But I definitely think Usyk's footwork, his angles, would cause Fury a lot of trouble. I mean, he's very, like, Fury's mobile and he's fast, but he's not as fast as Usyk. Usyk is much, I mean, his footwork is much better. You know, Fury at times can be very sloppy, but Fury can lean all over you, can make it messy, and I can't see Oleksandr Usyk pushing Fury off the way he was pushing AJ off.
No chance. Because you've got to realise Fury's a lot more bigger than Joshua, even physically. Like, if Fury comes in 280 pounds, that's 40 pounds heavier than Joshua. 40 pounds in kilos, God knows how much that is. But if you and the thing is, right? And the thing is, Fury knows how to use that weight as well to his advantage. It's not like, oh, he's got all that weight, but he's gonna fight. He can't use it. Then that weight's useless. But he'll know how to use that weight because he's got a good boxing brain, you see. So he'll know how to use that weight against somebody like Usyk. That's why I think Fury's the favourite, and I would pick Fury to win. Because I just think he'll know how to use his size and his physicality. Whereas I don't think Joshua knew how to use his physicality, and he didn't have the, you know, engine to use his physicality.
Yeah, well, it's a tricky one for me. It's a tricky one. You see, I don't want to crown Fury king because I think that's a 50-50 fight. Some people will say Fury wins that fight, and I can see how Fury wins that fight. But I can also see that Oleksandr Usyk might be a huge problem for Tyson Fury. So it's a fight that needs to happen for Fury's legacy. Fury wants to cement himself as the greatest of this era. He can't do it. He can't do it now. He can't do it now without, I mean, not beating Usyk. And I think he should probably even fight Joshua just to have another name because his resume is so weak. I mean, he hasn't, I mean, but here's the thing. If he beats Usyk and Joshua, and then you've got Wilder, Klitschko, Usyk and Joshua, plus you got Dillian White, you know, that really, that's all-time great stuff, you know. Even though I think Fury should have tried, I mean, Fury should have been desperate in making that Joshua fight because now beating Joshua won't have the same, he's been beat 3 times. You know, it won't have the same gusto that it would have had, you know. It doesn't have the same kind of pull, unfortunately. And that's why I think Fury probably made a huge mistake. He should have probably tried to make the AJ fight a lot earlier. But I think he needs to fight Usyk. I mean, if he wants to be considered the best of this era, you can't do it without not beating Oleksandr Usyk, Salman. Simple as that.
Yeah, I think so as well. I want to see that fight. I want to, you know, if Fury wants to cement his legacy, I think the Oleksandr Usyk fight will do just that. Because a lot of people think, you know, Fury beats Usyk, and a lot of people think most people think Fury beats Joshua as well. So I just think he needs to go in there, and I think more so the Usyk fight for the legacy standpoint. And if he beats Usyk, then I don't see why, you know, Fury isn't the best of his era or generation or whatever. He'll obviously have cemented that if he can pull it off.
What did you make of Usyk saying that I want the Fury fight next, so I'm not fighting anybody?
Because he knows Fury's the next best fighter. Well, he knows Fury's the number one heavyweight at the minute in the world, and for Usyk to be the number one, he has to dethrone him. Although Usyk's got more belts, but he knows that. Obviously, the thing is with Usyk, he wants a challenge. He knows that Joe Joyce, if he fights Joe Joyce for the undisputed, he's going to be 90% of people are going to think Usyk's going to win. Or if he fights someone else, there's no one else in this division apart from Tyson Fury and maybe Deontay Wilder if he lands a one-hitter quitter that can actually beat him. To be honest, I'm sorry, but no one else can beat. Joe Joyce doesn't beat Usyk in my opinion. I don't think anyone beats Oleksandr Usyk apart from Fury.
You know the Wilder fight. I actually think that might be a more dangerous fight for Usyk. I mean, when you think about it, Wilder would get outboxed and get his brains boxed off, but I don't know whether Usyk has the power to hurt and knock out Wilder. And I don't know if Oleksandr Usyk can take Wilder's power, even though Usyk has shown a great chin. So I actually think that would be a very interesting fight, and I think it's a much tougher fight than AJ because AJ doesn't have the one-punch power. And Usyk, from what we saw tonight, he does get hit. It's not like he doesn't get hit.
He does get hit. I've always said that he gets hit. He does get hit. He definitely does get hit. This isn't no Floyd Mayweather by any stretch. But he gets hit. He definitely gets hit, for sure. But the thing is with Wilder, obviously, Wilder's not going to be hitting Usyk a lot either because the thing is, unless that right hand lands on the button, there's nothing apart from that Wilder's doing in the fight, which is, it's going to be pretty much like the AJ fight, really. It's going to be, if that one lands, then or honky-dory, but if that, and this isn't Luis Ortiz where, you know, this is, he's going to get tired, or this is Oleksandr Usyk, you know. So I can't see Deontay Wilder being Usyk, to be honest. I just think Usyk's just that level above all these guys.
And Tyson Fury is the one. What do you think?
No, that's the one. That's the one where if he beats Tyson Fury, he's probably the greatest heavyweight of all time, in my opinion. Because if he beats Tyson Fury with all, you know,
greatest heavyweight of all time, that's a bit of a stretch.
What, Oleksandr Usyk?
Yeah.
Nah, if he beats Tyson Fury being a midget of a cruiserweight, you know,
but you can't call him the greatest heavyweight of all time. No chance.
I would say someone coming up from cruiserweight.
I would say he would cement his legacy as a not just forget the heavyweight. I mean, one of the greatest fighters. I mean, we've had of the modern era, and one of the greatest fighters maybe of all time, in the sense that he's had some great wins, but I think we have to be realistic as well. You know, Joshua doesn't really. I think if he beats Tyson Fury, I can say he's one of the greatest fighters. I mean, he's one of the greatest fighters. I would say that. I think his skill level, if he beats Tyson Fury, then he deserves to be up there as one of the great heavyweights, because Tyson Fury's, they don't come any bigger than him. And if he beats Tyson Fury, I definitely think one of the greatest heavyweights, not the greatest heavyweight, but one of the greatest heavyweights, and one of the greatest, not just heavyweights, but one of the greatest fighters. You have to say, you know, the guy's phenomenal. He's cleaned out the cruiserweight division, then he'd become undisputed at heavyweight. You know, when does that happen? How often does that happen? So, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that, Salman. But who would you pick in that fight, Fury and Usyk?
I already said I think Fury. I think Fury by knockout, actually, late stoppage.
Possibly.
I think Fury will just be on him from round one. Because I just don't think Usyk. I don't think Usyk has enough on his punches where Fury's going to think, I can't walk this guy down, to be honest, in my opinion. And I think that's obviously gonna be. I just don't think Usyk can. I think if Fury just leans all over him all night, I think that'll be enough for Usyk, to be honest, to beat Usyk. Can't see him being able to keep him off.
Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Who do you think wins? Tyson Fury or Oleksandr Usyk? Leave your thoughts. Leave your comments in your comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Smash the like button. Make sure you smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Share the videos. Guys, it really helps the algorithm if you smash the like button. So make sure you smash that like button. Let's get as many likes on this video as possible. So, yeah, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.